Oh, what's up, everyone? How's it going? It's been quite some time since I've chatted with y'all. Okay, let me just see where Lonely Canard is. Hopefully he's here. I'm gonna share my stream with him. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I mean, what you see is what you get. We're gonna play some Risk of Rain 2, so it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm actually excited for. I haven't played this since like weeks ago. Last time I played this was like weeks ago. Let me just make sure everything's like working first. I feel like I should probably do that. Whew. All right, all right, all right. I don't remember if it took this long for it to load. All right, probably didn't. Who knows? So my logbook. Apparently, I have new items here. Got an energy drink, which I need. I need an energy drink. Energy drink every morning. Gets me going. Monster Tooth. I don't know what that is. War Banner. Frickin' Topaz. What is all this stuff? ATG missile. Music's actually not bad. Hold on. Oh, here it is. That's what I was actually looking for. It's like I don't know what. I know what it means. Like it's like I don't know, man. Okay, so we know it's working, so that's good. All right. I'm gonna put this on. Be right back. Let's see how he's doing. Hmm. How's everyone's day going today? Good. I do want to acknowledge something. Um. I've the stream yesterday got taken down. It's kind of unfortunate. Um, I'm a little annoyed with that. Like, I'm not. I was just trying to like have an informative, but apparently they copyrighted. So I don't know what was up with that. I'm still gonna do reaction streams. I just gotta be careful where I do it from. And honestly, Jubilee tends to have a let's say they're very copyright. They're copyright sharks, basically, right? Which is weird because the only like reaction videos get more eyeballs on your content. So you like me as a YouTuber, I want people to react to me because it gets more people, watching. I would never copyright strike anybody for that. Like there's a thing called fair use, and apparently they don't seem to get it. You know what I mean? It's it's really tilting. Just it's the worst thing in the world, when you get copyright striked. All right. I don't know if he's online yet. Hopefully he is here. Hey, if you're watching, Should I give you a call in Discord, or do you want to join the voice chat or something? How do you want to do this? Is my mic even on? Alright, my mic's definitely on. Oh, give it like 5 minutes. And that's the thing, like, and by the way, as far as the content of that debate, now I know Sam Cedar. I've been watching him for a while. He's actually like, he's on the left, so there's a lot of policies that I don't necessarily agree with him on. But this guy knows how to debate. Like, this guy is really good at debating. He's he comes in prepared. He knows the stuff, and the people he debates on the right, like, I can understand why, like, if you're on the right, you'd be afraid to debate him. And by the way, that's just a minute. Just there's no need to like beat around the bush and make up excuses like Tim Pool does. Like Tim Pool, another commentator, he's saying that Sam Cedar's like blacklisted. I guess that might be true, but in reality, like, I couldn't find anywhere that said that confirmed Tim Pool's theory. Like, he claimed something. Tim Pool claimed something about Sam Cedar, and couldn't I couldn't verify anything Tim Pool said. So that was a bit weird. Um, let's see. It seems really odd, you know. All right. I don't think he's watching my stream. Let me give him a call. Hey, what's up? I can't really hear you. I don't know if my speakers are working or not. Hold on. Maybe they're not. Let's see. Let me go into like sound or audio, voice and audio. Okay, there we go. Okay, so my output device is the headphones. So looks like my sound's working. I don't know.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. I just started it up, so it looked like it needed to update and whatnot.
Oh, I don't know why I
But yeah.
installed it. I feel like I'm like, when it comes to like space on my hard drive, it's like I'm like very conservative about it. Um, that might have been it, but I don't exactly know. Like, it's kind of hard to like. Sometimes I do things on a whim randomly. Eh, it is what it is. How's your day today?
Um, it's going okay. I've been doing some work with so it's a layered hex grid. So it's a hex grid inside of a hex grid, and I'm just trying to get some type of parity with the two lookup references. But it's tedious work because the math for the inner hex grid works perfectly fine until it doesn't. And so I'm trying to figure out why it's not right now.
Hmm. Yeah, you sent me something yesterday.
Yeah, and so the one that I sent you, believe it or not, it looks nice, but it's broken. Because if you really look at it closely, you'll see that there's repetition going on there. And that's because it's picking up. So despite the real the world position actually physically being represented properly, uh it's not representing the information that should be at that position correctly. It's representing some other position. And I can't figure out why, because all of the positions should be relative to the parent's position in world space. So what's really happening there is you have a hex grid that's not really visible, and that's where each one of those maps are being positioned at. And then you have the inner hex. What just happened?
Oh, I think I sent you an
Oh, that's
invite.
you.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's me.
okay.
Hey, let's do it. Okay, so what do you,
Oh,
there's
sorry. Oh, okay. We're in the same lobby. Let me look for my controller. Give me 1 second.
yeah, sure, sure. Make sure you click the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. It actually makes me feel good about myself. Yeah.
Oh, found it. It was in the most obvious place, to my left.
Don't you ever do that? Like you just put something in your left hand and that's one of the places you never think of checking.
Yeah. It was literally on the table to my left. I was like, okay.
I always do that. It's hilarious. All right, let's.
um, yep. So you're the I guess yeah, you're the host. So we do you. I have not played this since the last time we played, so I am completely like bonked out on like how to play the game again.
Also, I'm still a bit annoyed about yesterday. How my stream got taken down.
Oh yeah, that was quick. They must get like a ping immediately saying, "Hey, somebody's like running your stuff or something." I guess I don't know. And
I,
it's just like a shotgun response.
it's really stupid because like that was a good debate. Like this Sam Cedar dude is scary. Like he's on the far left, and I don't agree with everything he says. You know, progressives they have weird economic values, but this guy's really good. He came prepared. Like whenever he debates conservatives, he's like they claim like he's scared to debate. Like Tim Pool made up some like lie that Sam Cedar's like scared to debate, but in reality, they're just scared of him. No, I mean, wait, that he's. I'm sorry. Let me start over. Tim Pool
Hold
claims,
on, let me start with this. From what I saw, that guy was just yelling. Both people ended up just shouting over each other. Is that like a normal thing for that format?
yeah. I mean, when the left and right discuss things, it
Huh.
depending on the personalities, um, it can get
Because
pretty
I really,
spicy.
I really, when people start doing that, um, that's less. I mean, it's a mode of argumentation, but it's. I mean, you're not really proving your point. If unless your point is to say, well, I can talk over somebody else better.
That's basically what debates are. They shouldn't be
That's
that
not
way.
true. That's not
Well,
true. A formatted debate is not like that at all. You get the ideas across, and then you pick apart you can pick apart the opponent's argument, right? Like you could say, for example, that this argument is an argument of populace or an argument that requires uh, a ad hominem attack or is a straw man or a red herring, and these are different modes of argumentation. But simply shouting over is the most, I would say, closest to something that you'd find in anything below third or fourth grade.
I mean, you're right, but that's unfortunately what the political discourse has turned into nowadays.
Right. Well, I mean, that's fine if it's just regular people talking, but these are
Yeah.
supposed to be folks that are in a format, right? And it's being called "quote unquote" a debate.
Wait, what just happened?
So I'm assuming, are you calling it a debate, or did they call it a debate?
Well, that's what they're claiming it is. Sam Cedar debates 20 conservatives. At least
Okay.
which I mean, I guess like we can look at it and be like, hey, no, it's not a debate because it's not formatted. And I swear to
Right. A
God,
debate
some
is it's like kind of like saying, well, with so like for example, you could say an RPG is an RPG, right? And then you could, but you're not really saying much about what it is. You're probably gonna take from that there's stats and leveling up maybe, but then not even all RPGs have stats and leveling up. So you're not really saying much by if more things you lump under the category of RPG. Some things are just action games, and they're not necessarily RPGs,
Good
right?
point.
So, like, I wouldn't call this. You could get away with saying this has RPG-like elements because there's progression, but it's not. We're not actually. I mean, it's not actually an RPG,
Here,
right?
this is getting interesting. Let me turn the sound down. There we go. Yeah, so like this is not this wouldn't I wouldn't classify this as an RPG.
Right. So that's what I mean. So if you can, the more things you start calling a debate, the less meaning the word debate has, because that's not a debate. It was just a shouting match. People could have points, but they weren't actually. They weren't actually. They spent more time trying to raise their points than uh, dealing with the points of the opponent. And when they did get the chance to deal with the points of the opponent would spend would increase the amount of effort they were putting into making sure the other person couldn't talk. Over, and that's just ridiculous to me.
Actually, you know what? You know what it actually is? Internet blood sports.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
that's
I
that would
kind of
be a
like
perfect.
I kind of like that like in a weird way. It makes it entertaining. Let's just say that. Is
Oh
it
yeah, sure.
is it
It's
informative?
entertaining.
Absolutely not. But is it entertaining? Absolutely.
Yeah, we could definitely agree on that.
I mean, that's kind
Like
of
it was entertaining. Oh, ow.
Wait, what just happened?
We just got zapped by a trap.
Oh, I should be more careful.
Oh, I think I can heal you.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, it just like made me target you, and then it let me heal you for some reason.
That's
I think
cool.
it's on like a cooldown.
So, I was, I enjoy watching these, like when I don't stream. I mean, there's some days when I play test my game and I have, usually I need something in the background, like I need background noise to like focus.
Hmm.
Some people, play music on Spotify, which is fine, and I do that too. But other times I listen to podcasts. The spiciest podcast, the Internet Blood Sports. It actually gets me going, like energy wise.
Whatever, whatever. So there is stuff you're going to learn from things no matter what, right? So, like for example, oh gosh, it's so hard because that guy made it very difficult to like pick up on what his arguments were, but like it came out maybe I don't know, maybe I just wasn't really paying attention to it, but it sounded to me and I worked with a gentleman years ago who, very smart guy. No one would say that he's a dumb guy. Everyone is, you know, got to has their limitations. Hold on. So I can target. Yeah, I can heal you. Like it's allowing me to when I press Y to heal you. Okay, got it. So everyone has their limitations, but I'm not going to take away from him. He was a very savvy guy. uh, very much a progressive, out and out progressive. He says he's a progressive. So then I asked, well, what does that actually mean? Right? What does it mean? What do you mean when you say that you're a progressive? Like, what does that mean to you? And at the core of it, what it comes down to is he has a firm belief that the Constitution of the United States, this is an American progressive, the Constitution of the United States is a organic document. In other words,
Uh,
it's up for interpretation.
that's what they say about the Second Amendment to invalidate it. I disagree.
So at the very core, that's what it is. So this is where you're going to find, I think, the fundamental difference of opinion. Um, now, why? Now the question is why is one side wrong and the other side right? All right. Well, both sides will tell you the reason why the other side's wrong. The progressive will say, well, uh, the other side, who we're going to call the textualists, are wrong because times change and context change, and you can't. For example, the Second Amendment, the framers never saw the idea of having these weapons that we have in this day and age.
Yeah, like
Okay.
assault weapons.
And then now you're saying, well, this to me, I mean, this is just, I guess, my personal take on it. That's like the dumbest take I've ever heard at all. Like that's assuming that time started when the founders started writing the Constitution, or pretending that the founders were so dumb that they had no idea that technology advances since the Roman Empire, that these guys were just so ignorant of all information before 1776. Right?
Yeah,
So so we understood by 1776 that a musket was far superior to
a sword.
a a sword or javelin or phalanx.
Nicked. Said. Leave this shrine, you're wasting money.
Hello, Nicked. Leave the shrine. You're wasting money. What shrine? And
I think he's talking to me.
oh, you're in trouble. Hold on. Okay, so muskets are powerful than swords. More powerful than swords. Ah, you're dead. You're
No,
losing
am I
health.
dead? No.
I got you.
I'm hurt, but I'm not dead. There was a healing shrine somewhere. Oh, there it is.
So the progressive is wrong, basically.
Um, well, hold on. It's, well, so
Nicked. Said. The
ultimately,
offering thing,
what you
just do
have
chests
is
first, ignore the stone
this
offering pillars.
assumption that the
Nicked.
framers didn't know about
Said.
any type of advancement
They
in technology,
cost
or
too
could never
much.
have predicted that technology would get any better for making war. When, I mean, before even the framers, there were great quotes dealing with the propensity for man to find uh, creative ways to kill man. So it would have been really weird of them to expect that. Okay, so what's the downside? That's fine, right? Let's assume then that the framers were idiots and that they could never have predicted that weapons would have gotten better. So let's where the heck is have you seen the exit shrine? The teleport?
Uh, it's definitely not around here.
Nightbit.
All right, I'm gonna look for it while
Said.
we talk. So
Don't forget to like, subscribe if you enjoy the stream.
it's okay. It's not let's assume let's give it that and say, okay, the framers could never have predicted. Okay. So now what were the framers at least afraid of when they put together the concepts that that would form the Constitution,
They were afraid of
right? What
tyranny.
right? And what exactly is tyranny? Let's
The
use an example of the courts. The current court system in the United States is really weird, right? Because compared to other countries, because the courts have no teeth in the U.S. Um, effectively, any court that renders a verdict is really, in effect, just giving out an opinion. It isn't until, but the opinion is can be effectuated, but it has to be effectuated by a executive administration, right?
hmm
Uh, so, in other words, if a judge, let's say it's a local judge, decides that, hey, actually, you don't have a right to not pay your state income tax because you work in the state but live somewhere else. You have to pay the state's income tax. And then someone says, "Yeah, that's a nice opinion, but we're not going to go with that." Like, let's say the governor says, we're not going to actually enforce that." Then that opinion means nothing.
so if the
Well,
governor doesn't want to enforce that, yeah.
right?
hmm
Well, what happens if the courts actually do have teeth?
Like they actually have like an army to enforce this. Well,
Yeah,
then I guess it would be. I I don't know if I would call it a
that's
constitutional
tyranny.
crisis. Well, wait. Yeah, it would be right because these guys are appointed for life.
Well,
And
more than just that, they could be appointed for whatever, but they would be able to turn around and say, not only can I render an opinion, but that opinion can also be made into law that supersedes, let's say, the state's ruling. Right? I create the ruling on the fly. In other words, they themselves become their own constitution. In effect, they are a living document.
what they say goes.
Exactly. So now this becomes very dangerous, right? Because that's effectively a tyranny. So what is a living document? It's just basically a fancy way of saying a person that decides on the fly changes to law and then has the ability to enforce it. That's extremely dangerous, and that's tyranny. So the argument of a living document is then obviously, I think, um, the push for tyranny. It's basically saying that whoever is the person with the biggest gun gets the ability to decide, but I'm okay with it so long as they're on my side.
I usually hear that from progressives. It's like they want to grow the government.
So, I mean, whether that's right or wrong, that's up. That's where the opinion part comes in, but that's what it is, right? Morally, I'm talking about if it's right or wrong. Uh, now, the other side of that coin, the textualist, they would say, well, actually, what's supposed to happen is anything that is there written in black and white is there written in black and white, and we have avenues of changing it. So, like in the US's case, we have amendments. If you want to make a change to the black and white, you do it the right way, which is like a perfect example. Um, the immunity case that they just had with Donald Trump, right? So,
Uh,
this is a great piece of case law to understand because what actually happened, remember I said the courts simply give opinions.
they gave an
So,
opinion that he should be immune.
so what they did, well, that's the thing. It's a misnomer because the concept of immunity doesn't actually exist for the president. It's not that the president is immune from law, or rather, I should say, the federal executive is immune from law, nor is it really any federal executive, right? It's just that there's the Constitution is the highest. Oh, okay, that's what that is.
That's what it is.
That's what was letting me heal you. Now I see.
Nicked.
So if I get this, I can
Said.
heal you. There we
I'm
go.
trying to
Okay,
understand
cool.
what
I'm
your
gonna keep the
guys
heal.
talking about RN, but I'm in a limbo between not caring
The
because I'm not in
executive,
the US and because it's just boring. Nicked.
basically,
Said.
Nicked.
And also I should be
I,
asleep
I'm
already.
I'm intentionally not
Nicked.
reading chat, Nick. So,
Said.
we found him.
But let's
Okay,
ignore that.
He said
let's
he doesn't understand what we're saying. Ooh, we got a boss. Which one did we have trouble fighting before?
the jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
But I am so rusty in this that I lost.
I accidentally picked the wrong character, so I'm like making do with what I have.
I'm gonna so get my butt kicked. I don't think this is good. I think I should have picked a weapon.
So what were you saying?
Oh,
I got
I can pick
distracted
up
by
healing stuff.
I got
Um,
distracted by Nick. We were talking about the court, Donald Trump's immunity.
yeah. I'm just trying not to die. Give me a second. Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
where is he?
Got him. Okay. So he's not actually immune, right?
Nicked.
Without burying the lead,
Said.
he's not actually immune from
Neck will
anything.
just spam or
It's just
click
that the
into
Constitution
enemies.
is the highest law of the land.
Nicked. Said.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So
It's the best
the
thing in your
Constitution
arsenal.
already outlines what you do for someone who is or was president over malfeasances that would have happened or allegedly happened while they were president. It says first you have to impeach, and then you
Nicked.
have to convict in the
Said.
Senate.
The
Mm-hmm.
one you have under LT.
So
Oh,
all the
LT.
Supreme
Nicked.
Court said was,
Said.
"Hey,
I
you
don't
guys
see
are
that.
these are issues that you're pushing, but they're Article 2 issues, and you're not you're not pushing anything that's beyond Article 2. So the courts can't overreach into Article 2 issues. That's in the realm of the Constitution. Can only do that. Right? And the Constitution remedy is as I already just described.
Nicked. Said.
That's all the courts really
Damn.
said. Well, there's a little bit more to it, right? So one of the things that the courts also added was a guidelines for other courts, lower courts. They said you guys cannot you or not that you guys cannot. They said basically that lower courts, when dealing with an Article 2 issue, have to assume that the issue being presented is covered by Article 2.
Hmm.
That's where they're saying, well, that's immunity. Well, no, it's not. What they said further is that the plaintiff in an Article 2 issue needs to present the reason why the issue is not an Article 2 issue. Otherwise, a judge has to presume that the issue is Article 2 related, and they the courts should not be getting involved in that.
So that's why, but everyone interprets it as an immunity.
Right. But the truth is that it's basically you have to get this guy impeached first, then convicted in the Senate, and then he's no longer covered by Article 2, and you can take it to the courts.
Huh.
Nicked. Said. He left the op item
Right?
note.
Now, in normal world, that would be common sense. But in the world that people want to live in, where everything works off of the politics of the moment, no one really takes a moment and says, hey, for any president, whether it be Bill Clinton or anything, we didn't like immediately just take Bill Clinton to court for what he did with the Sudanese missile strike, right? Or sorry, yeah, the Sudanese missile strike. Nobody did that, and the reason why is because he's covered by Article 2. Oh shoot, he just like two-shot me. That's crazy.
We're on very hard mode right now.
Nipet. Said. Don't forget to subscribe if you
so
enjoy the stream.
I'm going to change the character because Nick was saying that this character is very bad. So I was having fun with this character because you can move and shoot, but it doesn't matter when everything is instantly hitting me. It's like I got hit scanned. Oh, you died as well?
Yeah. Unfortunately, let's see. Game mode. Create multiplayer. Okay. Start. And I have to select my character. Oh, yes. This. There we go. No, what happened was I hit the wrong button.
Gotcha.
Alright. Something I'm actually familiar with. That's... So Bill Clinton didn't have Article 2, which is why he,
Well, the Sudanese missile strike that he did, which was one of the things that...
that's what happened. I just
everyone knows that he did that to distract from the Monica Lewinsky scandal. That was like an open secret.
You just started a solo game.
There was no reason to hit. He basically used a cruise missile on a dentist's office in Sudan, and then claimed it was some type of terrorist hub, when there was nothing there but dentist stuff. Like, that's basically all that was there.
Wow. Oh, I sent you another invite. I don't know how you got disconnected.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, that was weird. Okay, so start. Okay. I think you're still in here.
Yeah, I see you.
There you are. Okay, I'm gonna click that.
I'm gonna try a different character, I think.
How many characters do we even have here?
I have 4 unlocked.
4? Oh, dang.
I have no clue. I never used this guy before.
Y'all gonna put me to sleep. I should go to sleep myself.
I'm gonna put him to sleep?
No, he said we were putting him to sleep.
Said, y'all gonna put me to sleep. I should just go to sleep myself.
Oh, I won't
Nicked.
deal with any more American civics.
Nick, we're helping you. If you're trying to sleep, and you're claiming that, and you can't sleep, and you're claiming that we're gonna put you to sleep. We're actually doing you a favor, right? Yeah, that'd be right. Okay.
Nicked. Said. Well, yeah, it's past my
How
bedtime.
come I didn't show up in the? Oh wow! No, this all of them can move when they shoot. What the heck?
Nick, do you have a bedtime? Bedtimes are still a thing. That's
His bedtime is optional.
oh, that's cool. Yeah, so this is the class I'm like the most familiar with.
Am I by myself? Are you here? Oh, I see. You're around somewhere.
I'm like all the way there.
I think we
Apparently,
spawned in like very random locations.
does that usually happen? Pretty sure it does, right? Okay. Okay, I'm never uninstalling this game unless
Oh, you,
unless I have to make a decision between this game and Game of Thrones King's Road, and I'm running out of space. Then maybe, but
are
maybe.
you serious?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, no. But seriously, are you out of space on your PC?
It's a 512 gigabyte
Oh yeah,
drive.
that'll get eaten up quick.
I don't know what I downloaded on here, but yeah.
The OS by itself is like 200 megs or 200 gigs. It's crazy.
So
Nicked.
wait, we were
Said.
oh nicked.
Okay, yeah, take care then. Still hope to play it with y'all in a normal time frame.
Join voice chat optionally.
Nick is not going to join voice chat.
Aw.
He's he is never going to let that happen.
What about Roman? Haven't heard from him in a while.
He's working. I saw him. Yes, no, well, I not saw him, but I. Oh, there we go.
Nightbot.
Like working,
Said.
like
Don't
He's working
forget
on
to
his
like,
projects.
subscribe if
Like
you
I
enjoy
see
the
him
stream.
doing stuff. Check out his work in progress stuff. He posts there sometimes.
oh, so he doesn't stream it, but he does it because I still don't think that's a good enough justification to like not stream. I get like if you're
Nicked.
putting on
No,
a
Said.
he's burnt
face.
out. I think.
It
I
is
think he's
also, as I
just
said, past my
burnt out.
bedtime, as we know I'm 8-year-old and my parents are gonna be
On
screaming
that
if I don't go
on that
TI
part is
kindergarten.
definitely.
Didn't you just say he's 8? Wait, are you really 8 years old? What?
Who's this? Who's
Nicked?
8? Oh yeah.
Is he really?
Who nicked?
Yeah.
If he
Nicked.
was, then there's a bunch of Discord
Said.
channels he needs to get banned from.
Bro.
Okay, I get. Okay, that was obviously a joke. Okay. Okay, I'm like all over the place. Bill Clinton
No,
impeachment.
well, I mean, I was just talking about Article 2 issues. The reason why no one would take them
Nicked.
to court in the past is because
Said.
everyone knew that that wasn't the proper method
LMAOPs.
of dealing with the president.
Nicked.
You have to go through impeachment
Said.
first.
Hemp pink
Of
waving.
course.
But for some reason, people forgot that, and I guess that's why they call it TDS.
I'll be honest with you. Trump has flaws. Like he was very. I don't know where you stand on vaccines. Probably shouldn't be talking about that.
Well, yeah,
The
no, let's
vaccines are
not
safe
go
and
into
effective.
the jabs.
The
Because
jabs.
YouTube is very particular.
The vaccines are safe and effective. Okay, let's. Yeah, but I'm gonna call it issue X just to be vague. But you and I both
What?
know what we're talking about. On issue X, Trump was very like proud. You know what I mean? Like like
Uh,
Operation Lightspeed.
yeah, yeah. That was so I remember at work I was talking to one of my bosses about what was happening there. And this is before it became this is it's so weird. It takes it takes the team man to make a non-political issue now a political issue. right? Because before that, uh, issue X was not a political issue,
but it became one
but it
because
became one, and it was really weird, right? Because it was like, what is with all of this hyperbole? For example, so my aunt, she passed away within that period of time over issue X,
yikes.
and but she was a home care attendant, and she's a direct result. Her passing was directly a result of a decision made by Andrew Cuomo.
Oh, ugh.
So now
I'm so
it's just to
sorry.
it's just to show the connection between shamelessness and politicians. Now Cuomo, despite having been the person who's responsible for quite a lot of people passing in that way in New York, is now going to be running for mayor of New
Oh, I heard about that.
York. Oh, so what when people when I hear any story um about who's bad or who's good, I take it with a grain of salt. Uh because it's just this the issues are always just there's always a half truth hidden behind hidden hiding a whole lie. That's the nature of it. I'm going to try to get this done faster because I feel like I don't want to have to deal with super powerful enemies.
I'm with you. I mean, I
Yeah,
get
this guy
that,
goes down
but
super fast
what
too.
Andrew Cuomo did was disgraceful. Like he was not a good governor.
Yeah. He well, I mean, he was okay up until he did that. Like if he had just am I out of ammo? Oh. Well, if he had just said, "Hey, guys, this, these types of things, what you do with your body, the government actually doesn't have any real say over that. So stop trying to ask me to do things about that." Now, if he had just stopped at that point, he would have been a-okay, right? That would have been the end of it. Oh, you can change the gun that you use on this guy. That's what it is.
No, but I'm talking about the nursing home thing.
Yeah. So that's so if he had decided, if I can't make the decisions on these, this isn't
Nightbot
something that should fall
said,
into an executive decision.
don't
This
forget
is
to like
a
subscribe
decision
if you
because
enjoy the stream.
and this is the problem, right? Um the COVID itself or whoops, X itself was not the issue. The issue was always the response to it. Warp speed being one response is was a very bad move. And it's like one of many things that the T-Man did. Another one that he did that was really bad was the bump stock decision,
This guy is not for Second Amendment. That's the second flaw.
right?
Like,
So to me, that bump stock decision was rough. Like, how did you? Who was advising him to make that decision? And he made a very bad decision, and it took 5 or 6 years for it to be resolved.
I mean, I don't think anyone was really advising him to. Like, Trump has liberal tendencies. Like,
I guess it's just rough. It's like that. Though that was a pretty much a very clear thing not to do, but he did it.
are you familiar with the channel Anomaly?
No, what's that about?
So he's a hip hop artist, and he also does like political commentary.
Hmm.
He's on the right, but he's very critical of Trump. Like he
Sure.
goes after Trump on issue X, and actually like tells you like he actually tells you the truth. Um,
Yeah, I mean that what happened there was it began it began with him for sure. but it ended with the B Man because the B Man is the one who decided that he was going to. There's people who legitimately should be going through the ringer right now, and they're not because over that, and they're not because now they. You want to talk about literal immunity? They have literal immunity. He before leaving office, he made sure to dispense out immunity to these folks in the form of
Pardons.
giving out pardons.
So Trump. Oh, that's why they never got caught or prosecuted or put through
Right.
the
When the B
ringer.
Man left, he did that. Now the T Man came back, and he was already on the campaign trail talking about going after those guys. But now you can't because those guys are gone. Right.
Unbelievable.
Meanwhile, everyone is making money off of it, and it's insane. I'm not going to go into that because that just requires too much work to explain, and probably would have to go looking through the New York Post articles, like just old articles, to pull up the information to make sure that I'm staying on the point. But it's not so clean cut. It's full of nuances. Um, so and it should have been properly investigated, but it's never going to be now. Well, it likely isn't ever going to be, but it did begin with warp speed, or maybe even before warp speed.
I just wish people would hold Trump accountable, like his own base would hold him more accountable than. Like, that's what Anomaly does. That's the same. That's the argument he makes. Like
I
everyone,
don't think so. I think that he's being the ones who should hold him accountable are not his own base. It should be the folks who are against him,
they're going to be against him
because
no matter what, though.
that's fair. Right now, the people who should be against him, um, and the only people who should be against him, are the folks that disagree with him, um, and are willing to disagree with him to the effect of voting against or voting him out. Right? It's too late now. He's done. But the point is that that's why I always said if you're going to, oh man, I took a lot of hits there. This guy has a ton of hit points though.
Which
If you're
guy?
gonna this metal guy,
Oh, him.
yeah. If we had more healing stuff, that would be awesome though. But so uh, if if you vote against a person, or let's put it this way, if you don't vote, then you really have no right to complain, right? Because effectively you voted for the winner, no matter what.
Yeah, because you stayed at home, so
Right. So if you did vote and you voted against them, then yeah, I mean, you're entitled to say, yeah, I voted against them and I disagree with them, and that's a thing. Like I primaried against them. I did not vote for him in primaries because I can't because you have to be in New York. You have to be registered for that. But you did vote in the general, and I can say for a fact that in the general, you're never going to get the perfect candidate. So you have to say, okay, which one comes closest to my side, right? How many check boxes can I tick off with this guy?
well, it's really a lesser of evil vote, or
I
yeah, whichever one aligns with you closely.
Right. It's going to come down to an issue of how much do you know what you believe in and who comes closest to getting most of the things that you believe in,
The answer is pretty
right?
clear. Trump.
So if you, for example, like uh, my key thing is like when he was alive, I would have loved for Kissinger, Henry Kissinger, to have been uh, extradited to Spain and held on war crimes, but he never was, and nobody was talking about it. In fact, everyone it was customary for a when a new executive was elected, for them to suddenly show up and kiss the ring of Kissinger, and
What did
Trump did it too.
what did Kissinger do again?
So this is going back now to the 1960s. What Kissinger did was he delayed the ending of Vietnam in order to ensure that the United States was still in wartime, to make sure that the elections went a certain way.
So he rigged the election by
Yeah,
prolonging a war.
and so the war carried on for another 2 years when it could have been over long before that. And when the war kept on going, he then uh, he then started including, um, even though we're supposed to technically not have been flying over areas outside of the war zone, we were, and we were using chemical weapons,
Napalm.
Agent Orange,
Oh,
as well. And that was through conversations between Kissinger and the military. I can't recall right now if the president was involved in that, but I do know that Kissinger was involved with the military in getting that done. So, and that's just the beginning of it. There's also what he did in Tunisia with the Trilateral Commission, which later on led to Indonesia getting U.S. military hardware to conduct a genocide in Tunisia.
what the hell?
Until around 2000 or 1999 or 2000 actually, where we finally put a stop to it through the UN.
Why would you want him to be extradited to Spain? He should be like locked up.
Because Spain already had him convicted for war crimes, but the U.S. was protecting him.
Okay, so there's no way he's going to get locked up in the U.S. U.S. That says a lot about our foreign policy.
So Kissinger was working as a advisor. He's, of course, he's tied in with with the usual NGOs, um, making his money as a advisor up until he was 90 something, where he finally passed away not too long ago. But he should have passed away in prison.
As should all war criminals.
I don't see the exit. I'm like,
Wait, this was the map where we couldn't find the exit.
yeah, I remember. This is a problematic one.
I was literally looking for clips. Um, I make what are they called? Shorts from my live streams. Some of them go viral, like 2K views. Some like the Elden Ring ones, for some odd reason, do really well. I don't know why. They get a bunch of dislikes, but they get a bunch of engagement. Is what I'm trying to say, and
Hmm.
that elevates them in the algorithm. But whenever I occasionally my game development shorts do well, but they're kind of a hit or a miss. Uh, the indie game shorts, same thing. Like, it's yeah. So let's see. So I was like literally for like our last playthrough here, I was literally looking for like clips. So I remember this level
I found it.
specifically. Oh, you found it. Oh, let me make my way. Yeah, like war criminals. The fact that they're not locked up, bruh. These look like Reapers from Mass Effect. No, wait, War of the Worlds. Yes, that. I'm so bad at this. Oh, come on. No!
I feel like we're going to lose big time on this one. I'm going to just shoot him. I think the machine gun actually does more than the railgun. Yeah, I'm dead. I need to find something that can heal. Yeah, I don't have any healing on this character, and it's like painful. We're dead.
Ouch.
Oh, you died also?
Yeah, I died first.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
How do you unlock a character?
The one that I have, you just have to keep playing. Like, I think if you play 5 matches, you unlock them. The robot guy I was just using. But you can go to in the main menu. You can go to the unlock thing, and it tells you how each one is unlocked.
Oh, so that's information there. Cool.
Um, I'm going to use. I'd never used this guy. Let's try him out.
Oh, just a fair warning. This anomaly guy is very. He's like. He's not like anti-Semitic, but he's like anti-Israel.
No, that's everybody's their own thing. Because I said I'm definitely I'm not pro Israel. I'm not even pro Zionist. I can't say that. Like what I am is uh very firm on the natural law. Let's put it that way. Right? So if for example, if what is this guy? This guy oh he goes invisible. Okay.
He went.
So basically on natural law. So basically if you have a situation for example where you have a country that's invaded, that country I think has a right to defend itself from invasion, right? So things like that are pretty clean cut. Massacres, you have a right to respond to massacres in kind.
Well, no one disagrees with that, but I just.
So in my view, it, Israel didn't do enough. Like, and it's not because I've said this before. It's not because I have any particular love for Jews or Israel or anything like that. It's just they what happened. Uh, it's it's not an eye for an eye. It's you're looking at it from the perspective of there has to be consequences attached to bad behavior.
I think there should like. And you also said the citizens. They're. This is a very difficult situation too. Like because like how like if Israel decided to go the route of like finding, doing a covert operation, how do you think they would be able to do that? Like, is that even possible with Palestine? Like, sending a spec ops team and to go after Hamas?
I think that's what they did already, right? Like they hit Hezbollah with the some pretty heavy duty. They hit Hezbollah with some pretty heavy duty covert stuff, like the whole cell phone pager thing that they did.
Oh yeah, in Lebanon, I remember that.
So they are going at it from multiple angles. It's not just all. But what I'm strictly suggesting here is that they do have a right, or they did. I'm not sure if they still have it now, but they let's say they do have a right to conduct wholesale massacre because that was the term set by the initial attack.
Yeah, like the October 7th attack. That was a wholesale massacre. The October 7th attack.
Right? So that gives you have to understand historically that would give you um what would be called the cause that belies. It's a French term, uh, but it's well actually it's a Roman term, but it's used in French. as the cause that belies um, for any kind of war, right? So if it's an invasion, or the terms of that cause is what can define the rules of engagement. Now we presuppose the rules, which was one of the weirdest things. Like during the Bush administration and Obama administration, I found that really weird that we presuppose rules of engagement. So when we invaded, for example, on oh, that's over here. So when we invaded before in Afghanistan, the approach there was that, well, we had to be shot at first before we could shoot, right?
Technically, they
Or
thought 9/11, the terrorists behind it were hiding in Afghanistan.
right, there's a lot of different things that happened there, sure, but we're just talking about the the terms, the rules of engagement, and the
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 presupposition.
cause that belies war. Oh, we found the teleport over here. I'm gonna activate it.
The level design's really cool. Ah! Oh, no, wait. This guy appeared near me? Wait, where is he? We're in easy mode right now, so.
Yeah, he's dropping like, I'm looking at his health drop like water.
That's funny.
Right? So they had a responsibility to their citizens to protect not their current citizens, but their future citizens.
Hmm.
And the best way to do that is to teach folks. Like right now, I'm hearing them talking about a two-state solution again.
That's never gonna work.
It's not about whether it's not going to work or not. It's about asking. It means that nobody stopped to ask the question: how did we end up at October 7th? And you don't end up at October 7th without a two-state solution, right? Because there's a quote.
Wait,
The
this is
let's
a
call
good
them the.
guy.
You're gonna. What happened?
Oh, I thought that was an enemy.
Ah, there's a quote. It's called on the Pila guys. Those guys, um, those guys are not. So I don't know if you heard about it. It is actually recent, but there was a massacre that just happened in Lebanon, or in the area of Syria, actually, but next to the east of Lebanon, um, for the Alawites. You heard about it?
The Alawites. I heard. I heard of them vaguely. I heard that name. Oh, yeah.
So
What?
it, it's a sect of it's a sect of Islam that basically uh, you're only going to find in the Levant. They used to be in North Africa, but for the most part, you find them in the Levant now. It's just safer. Um, well, it was until the what happened in Syria happened. Now it's not so safe, as is the case. They are now being massacred over there. Um, to the men, women, and children. Uh, so they're gone, and but they were Muslims, and the ones who did that to them were also Muslims.
Kind of
It
reminds
was
me.
so bad that they sought help from the Israelis to try to stop the massacre. What happened to the Jordanians who are closer? What happened to the Lebanese who are closer? Why were the Israelis the ones that fellow Muslims are looking for? It's because there's a whole history there that no one understands, right? You have the Hashemites, who are the ones who actually control Jordan. That's the Jordan royal family. Well, who are the Hashemites? They're actually Saudi Arabians.
Sunni
So,
Islams.
excuse me.
They're Sunni Muslims, right?
It's not about sect at that point. This is you have to understand. There's religion, there's nationality, there is ethnicity. So these are we're talking about ethnicity right now.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, we're talking about nationality right now. Nationality wise, um, these guys are they have nothing in relationship. So it's kind of like imagine the King of England uh, decided that he was going to make decisions for Americans, right? Or is some third party decides that the King of England is going to have more say over the executive decisions of the U.S. than oh nice has more power than the it just wouldn't make sense to anyone. We wouldn't allow it to happen. Well, that's what the British did at the end of World War II. They basically took a Jordanian and then made that family the head family for this area of the Levant and people, and then drew up borders and then said, "Hey, you control this area." So the Alawites have legitimately no one there to actually protect them because except themselves. And the closest thing that they've had to cordial relations are bizarrely enough with the Israelis.
Huh. That's fascinating.
Yep. They have a huge population that lives inside of Israel, which is likely why they felt it safer to actually request help. There's other dynasties within Islam, or rather within that region. So, for example, the Turkics, uh, and which you'll find as same, are more closely related or tied to the Ottomans, right? But these are different than to say, well, you're talking about an Arab. They're not all the same person. They're not all the same people. Ethnically, nationally, they're just not. And so, if one really wanted to fix what was happening with what was going on in Palestine, what they'd first have to do is say, hey, Hashemites, you guys have got to go. Because you guys aren't actually representative of anything that's happening over here. And that's just going to create a bigger issue, though. But it would fix the larger issue, which is where do you put these people? Well, they're Jordanians. Technically, they're supposed to be in Jordan. They're split between Jordanians and Egyptians.
Hmm.
So, with that said, if you look at that from that picture, this is where I'm going with it now. If you look at it from that picture, what you can technically say is that October 7th was a joint attack between Jordan and Egypt against the state of Israel. And then it brings together a darker picture, which is, well, who's the first, who are the folks who fight most strongly against a two-state solution?
Jordan and Egypt.
Exactly. And why not? Because they see the Palestinian people, the quote unquote Palestinian state, as a potential rival.
So that's what this is about. They don't want a rival.
Right. They don't need another Arab country developing inside of that area. That's not the goal. The goal is, and always has been, to be rid of um, Israel, like it or not. And that's not even really debatable because how many wars has Egypt declared against Israel at this point? I mean, they're even people aren't talking about it now, but even to this day, they're still building up forces on in the Sinai, which they shouldn't be. Um, There shouldn't be any Egyptian forces there, but they're building them up there. Why? This guy's not bad. Like I can actually like chill.
Wow, this goes way deeper than I initially thought.
Like I think the egg. So based on just like what we've done, the exit should be over here. Like it's always on this side. We start on this side, and the exit should be over here. I'm gonna take the left way this time because every time I go the right way, it feels like the boss is like always immediately over there. Um, it's there's nuance. There's always nuance to it. This stuff is not so clean cut,
Nothing like foreign policy wise ever is.
right? Well, there's a saying I like in a lot of the it's fiction, but it's the martial arts uh man stories that I read up on where they say where the one of the like usually it's like the badass character that says it that all of the plots and cleverness mean nothing in front of absolute power. All right?
That's
And so everyone understands that. That's the reason why, for example, like Iran is rushing towards nukes.
because if you have nukes, you're pretty much like you're practically unstoppable.
Well, your word means more. You carry more weight, right? But the problem is that that only works when people think that you're going to be bluffing with them. And even then, it doesn't work all the time. When people forget the devastation that can come with war, you end up with like what happened with Ukraine. I don't see the exit. I think it's on the other side for sure.
Oh yeah, speaking of Ukraine, what did you think of that exchange in the White House with JD Vance, Trump, and Vladimir
I think he
Zelensky?
got trolled. That's what I think.
That was a
I think he
troll.
just got trolled. Yeah, man. I think he got trolled big time. Like he. So it's crazy, right? Before, how do you do that? You get so remember he wasn't invited. At least I don't recall if he. I don't think he was invited. I'm pretty sure he wasn't invited. It was a scheduled meeting that his advisor Andrei Lavoski or whatever had scheduled from like February, I think February 26th, right? And it was just supposed to be for mineral signing. This guy shows up in Washington, and before he even visits the person he's supposed to, oh, I found the teleport. Before he visits the person he's supposed to visit, he goes and meets up with uh, the opposing party, which are the Democrats in this case. And the Democrats over there tell him, uh, they tell him, don't do whatever Trump wants. Don't sell out Ukraine. Do it for Ukraine's interest. And to paraphrase, uh, resist and persist. Now, how do we know that that's what the Democrats said to him? Because after the meeting blew up, the Democrats took to social media to tell us that that's what they said to him,
The U.S.
and they
Demo,
were proud of it.
of course.
Like, so, but the thing is that why did this guy go and visit the opposition party when he's here to look
Oh damn it!
like it didn't make sense? Like, what is he thinking?
Some people say it's staged.
No, it's just you can't stage idiocy like that. Oh, what the heck? Oh, wow. He just like I did not see that coming. I thought I could drop him, but I think there's like two of them there at the same time.
There's two.
Because on my screen, his hit points was like at one or something. It was very close to done.
Oh, I'm gonna die again.
You got never mind. I like that shotgun dude though.
I need to practice more. Oh, you died too?
I
Oh wait, no. Wait, what just happened? Oh. Oh, I unlocked the robot guy.
Nice.
This guy has a pretty big gun, right? Nail gun or something.
Yeah, so the way that he plays is if you hold right trigger down, he'll you have the machine gun. Well, sorry, I don't know if you're using controller, but
Yeah, I'm
if you,
using.
okay, so if you hold right trigger down, he does like the machine gun thing, and he'll just keep firing. You can move, and then you can switch it to a rail gun by just tapping the right shoulder. Um, and he has like a stun grenade kind of situation. It does damage also. All right, we're gonna try this guy.
Moves a lot slower.
He's slower, but if you press the left trigger, he has a dash. I mean, not left trigger, left shoulder button.
Oh, there it is. It's like Claptrap from Borderlands.
Yeah, I prefer his machine gun though. To be honest,
I can see why.
like I think
Honestly,
it was doing more damage.
I'll be honest with you. Um, I did not support Trump in the primaries.
I
Uh,
don't think many did.
I was actually
Well,
more
I don't
like
think many did, but
I was more DeSantis leaning.
well, maybe not. I'm not sure with that one. Ron was his one thing that Trump does nail perfectly fine to me in the primaries. Part was loyalty, right? Like it goes without saying that DeSantis was definitely lacking in the loyalty department. And
Why
then
did he need?
when he started regurgitating his donors' talking points, that was like, yeah, this guy, if he has no loyalty to just Trump, period, then what makes me think he's going to have loyalty to his voters? I mean, it's clear that he does have loyalty. It's apparently to his donors.
But why does he have to have loyalty to Trump?
Well, it's not about loyalty to Trump. It's just about the ability to respect when you should have or shouldn't have loyalty. And if you're going to say, well, I'm going to no longer be loyal, then you should have a pretty darn good reason. Loyalty counts. It's a kind of currency. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I
And
mean,
he was bankrupt of it at that point.
at that point, yeah, but Trump has been going after DeSantis relentlessly, like even before he announced his presidency.
No, well, he's going at it before because everyone knew that DeSantis was going to run. And how does everyone know that DeSantis is going to run?
He's been,
Because DeSantis already put it in the works that he was looking for donors and so on and was prospecting running.
which isn't bad. I mean,
It isn't, but it definitely shows a sign of it's basically a political middle finger to Trump at that point because in Trump's eyes, which is true, DeSantis would not have won his election without him.
the
He's the
yeah,
guy who put DeSantis on the map as far as becoming a governor goes.
I mean that's true, but like at the same time, DeSantis has a vision for the country. Maybe he just wants,
That's fine,
but
but the loyalty thing is still a very. This is the thing that you can say is it. I think it's a good thing for the current uh, the current right wing guys is that they are, and this is why I was saying what I said earlier, which is that the folks who are on the right or on the "Make America Great Again" right guys,
the MAGA right.
those guys. So let's actually explain where that comes from first. "Make America Great Again" guys, or let's say MAGA, right? Those guys are a combination of two political ideas and something that happened with the Democrat Party. Believe it or not, a lot of them are Democrats or former Democrats. If you had gone back to 2012 or 2014, they would have been Democrats,
Obama, two-term Obama voters.
right? And a lot of them are like this. Um, this guy's really like he's like the Ryu of this game. Like he plays so milk toast.
Which guy are you playing? Oh, this
um,
guy.
yeah, the Marine. He just
Huh.
like he plays so simple and like all of his stuff is just what you would expect for that button to do.
I mean, it's a
Ah,
good starter character. Definitely nails the
um,
part.
yeah. So, as far as like, what is this? Oh, this is okay. So as far as right, Gunner, Gunner, we have a ton of Gunner drones and no healing drone. That's see if I could find a healing drone.
Kind of goes
This
against the
map has a
saying.
ton of drones. Look out for them.
So, make America great again.
Yeah. So that group is a combination of first. Let's start off with the first one, the Tea Party movement. So the current MAGA group are basically the second generation Tea Party guys, right? They're the guys who are fiscal conservatives who got really into the needing an answer to the question of what are we doing about our federal deficit? Where's the fiscal constraint that we've been promised for 20, 30 years? We're fed up of this idea of NAFTA. Um, and why do we have so many people coming across an open border, our open border? Now, at that time, the open border thing wasn't actually a big issue for them, right? The
Hmm.
big issue was always just federal spending and this idea that you could solve everything if only we just gave more taxes to the government. And this was the answer to it. And then there was also the questions about, well, how long are we going to be in this Iraq war? How many Americans need to, how many decades do we need to keep sending our children to Iraq to die? Right? A whole generation went by and coming back with limbs missing. What's going on here? So that's that movement. But then on the other side, you have the Democrats who are having a similar movement, but albeit they were doing it, in my view, the wrong way. Um,
Is it the Bernie Sanders movement?
and this was Occupy Wall Street.
Oh, wait, yeah. Okay, that's where Tim Pool became famous.
Right. And these guys were dead set on trying to deal with the oligarchs and find out the beltway connection between Main Street and Wall Street.
That didn't really work out so well for them.
Because they went after Main Street, or sorry, they went after Wall Street, and Wall Street had really nothing to do. This is the thing a lot of people didn't understand, that group didn't understand, because at that time I was studying business and marketing more, more deeply. And so I was studying more the history of business. And when I saw them going at it, I recall saying to the work study that was with me that there's no way, because she was dead set on being an anarcho. What was she saying? An anarcho? No,
Anarcho.
anarchist. Yeah, social anarchist. That's what she was. So she said, "Oh yeah, no, I'm an anarchist." And I'm like, "Okay." So we were talking about this situation, and I said, "Well, they're doing it the wrong way because if it was up to Wall Street, they wouldn't want anything to do with Main Street at all, right? Because businesses really don't want anything to do with government. It's only until another business decides, hey, we can, uh, or we are using government to, finally found a healing drone. We are using government to do bad things or nefarious things, like what happened with Nintendo back in the 1980s. or where Atari used the government to basically kill an entire gaming industry. Um, and hence the reason why Nintendo never even went to Europe until the 90s.
Wow.
Um, yes, we got stuff. Okay, so a lot of that comes down to, okay, if you're going to play with using Main Street, then we'll have to play with using Main Street also. And that's when you start seeing business mixed together and you start seeing oligarchs popping up and things like that. Right? That's like the legitimate, how do we use tax dollars and subsidies instead? And then the biggest example of it was, and this is I think the thing that really broke the camel's back on this one, was when Bush came out, it's all too big to fail stuff, and bailed out the banks.
That was 2008 though.
Mm-hmm. And that's what led into the outcry for dealing with the financial sector, which is Wall Street. Um, what is this? Did you see the offering? Did you see the
That's right there.
oh, this is just an offering shrine.
I got armor piercing power ups. Kind of useful.
Nice. I'm looking for the teleport shrine though.
Wouldn't it be somewhere around here? Maybe it's no. It's not that rock.
I always forget it's up here somewhere last time, because I remember we kept fighting the squid like over here. But that's where we spawned at, so it can't be over there. So it has to be somewhere else. So, long story short, uh, as you progress through time on this, what these guys were doing, the Occupy Wall Street guys completely fell apart because there's, I mean, all it is just a resistance without a brain.
It's
Um,
incoherence.
right. Uh, well, their message was coherent. Their actions were just incoherent. They just didn't know the right way to execute on their civic responsibilities, right? Meanwhile, the Tea Party guys were absolutely 100% on what they knew exactly what they needed to do. Of course, they did silly things also, like basically saying, well, the birther movement and stuff like that.
Okay, that was
Uh,
stupid. The birther movement.
well, it is what it is. I'm not going to knock people for asking questions, but the uh, the the long term gain of doing that was nothing next to the long term gain of establishing the Freedom Caucus, which is how we ended up getting to evading Hillary Clinton from becoming president of the United States. Because if it wasn't for the Freedom Caucus, we would never have known about what happened with Benghazi. We'd have never known about Operation Fast and Furious. There's just so much stuff that we would never have found out. Operation Fast and Furious was a gun running operation by the ATF under Eric Holder, who was the head of the DOJ at the time, and he was basically going to frame American gun distributors and gun resellers for selling guns to the cartels, only to find out it was the ATF that had taken the same guns and then sold them. And the only reason it was found out was because the bullets from those guns were used to kill a Border Patrol agent, Terry Rowe.
Well, that didn't really work out that well for Calder.
Well, he never went to jail over that. Right?
But at the same time, he never got what he wanted.
So, oh, yeah, true. Well, he should have gone to jail over it, though.
Sure, yeah.
So, I'm looking for, if you see more of those healing drones, pick them up because they offline, not gonna lie, they're goaded. Like, just, they're great. Um, hey. So, oh, we found it. Okay, here it is. Let's do this.
Oh gosh, the sky's. I like these
Please don't tell
assets.
me jellyfish. Beetle Queen. Where is she? Okay.
Beetle.
Oh, what were you saying?
I like the terrain textures in asset pack.
Are you talking about for this game?
Yeah, the rocks.
I don't think it's like a. I mean, oh gosh, I'm dead. I am so dead. Heal me.
Oh, I fell.
Okay, we need to.
I need to get up there.
I
Move,
am.
moving as
Okay,
fast as I
we're
can.
healing. We're healing. We're healing slowly, but we're healing. Something is something. Yo, his dash is terrible.
Bro, we're in medium.
I need to run. This guy is wrecking me right now.
Wait, that's not where I'm supposed to go. Hold on. Can I shoot far away? Like, is there a sniper?
The rail gun could probably do it. Yeah.
How do I switch guns again? RB? Oh, I see it.
I am so dead.
Oh, that's cool. That's dope. I'm not doing much damage from up here. The
I don't
ra-
know. Maybe it falls off on damage. Okay, there we go. Healing. All right, we're heading back up there.
Oh god,
I was getting
they know my
wrecked.
tricks, dude.
Oh, you're sniping.
Well, was past tense. I'll be honest with you. I'm not the biggest fan of Trump. I mean, I don't like Hillary Clinton, but Trump is he's kind of a liar, though. You know what I mean? He lied.
Give me an example.
Like the Operation X.
Oh, yeah. So, so there's. I'm not gonna defend what happened with that stuff because not for nothing. It's again every time somebody brings that up, I bring up, yep, he did the same nonsense with he did the same or similar nonsense with the bump stock stuff, right? He listened to some
Yeah.
random advisor who gave him really bad advice, and he didn't have the two brain cells needed to rub together to figure out, hey, this is dumb. you know? And
Let me think about another thing that he said.
but insofar, this is the distinction that I make with the guy. He I consider him the world's greatest salesman because he knows how to sell himself like I've never seen anybody else sell themselves. Like the guy everything is the greatest ever with that guy. The biggest and greatest and all kinds of stuff.
What about ending the
Even him,
Ukraine war in 24 hours?
yeah, stuff like that. He gets super hyperbolic on stuff like that. Like, bro, come on, that's not realistic at all. But I mean, I'm not gonna hold him. Like, he is it a bad thing to try to end it? If you go to
Okay,
somebody
well,
and say,
obviously it's a good thing, but like, let's be realistic. Like, you're make he was so. I mean, I guess you're right. I'm reading too much into it. It's really
right?
weird. If anybody else says that, they'd be laughed out of the room. Like, but if it's Trump, it's like
Not
we're giving him special treatment.
not really. If Bill Clinton came around and said, I did not have sex with that lady. Okay. Okay. So I mean, or when Bill Cosby said, "Yeah, I'm innocent," it's like,
Oh no. Okay, yeah,
okay, you're. Oh shoot, you died.
yeah.
You literally died at the very end.
How does that happen? I mean,
Oh man.
I guess I got
Oh,
ahead of myself.
let me see if you come back when we go to the next area. If not, then we'll just start over. You got warped. Yes, you come back. Awesome.
Abandoned aqueduct. That's what this is called. Okay, yeah, I guess I see your point. It's just like also like what about, you know, limiting immigration?
If you want to knock Trump's first term with anything, though, the easiest thing aside from what we talk about with the bump stocks and whatnot, and light speed, warp speed, um, you could hit him definitely for his nonsense with the with spending
Yeah,
because
like
the deficit, like it or not, the deficit did go up under him as
it
well,
did. It definitely did.
right? So yes, the deficit was getting the def. Sorry, I should say the deficit was going down with him, or it's I can't even put it like that. The deficit was increasing, but it was increasing slower, right? Year
Hmm.
over year. And that showed that there was growth, and that's a good thing. That means that his economy was working. You're dying, by the way.
Oh no. Wait, why am I taking more hits? What the heck? I like this character
Um,
actually. I changed my mind. The railgun is cool.
I'm trying to get near you so my healing drone will heal you.
It's working. Feel like I'm just picking off like weak enemies.
I try to use so the stun grenade will is how I was surviving last time. Like I would stun them and then
No. It's a stun grenade. That's which button is that? RT?
yeah,
Or
it's a little one that he lobs. You're gonna be able to like have like the hit zone area.
or that. Okay, I mean this also, why was he attacking Thomas Massey this term?
Uh, not sure. Thomas Massey, who's that?
He's a libertarian Republican libertarian Congress member.
I
House of
have no clue. That's I don't I can't comment on that because I just don't know anything about it. I legit don't know anything about that. I mean, if I could guess, because maybe he didn't get the libertarian vote that he was trying to get, because I remember he tried to do like a ton of stuff, but I wouldn't have a single real. Beyond that, I don't know his because if I was him, I would have beef with the libertarians also over that though. like, like that's what I like about like just on a personal note, I really enjoy when people get petty like that. I worked with this lady who she was in HR and she was super petty. and she was extremely fun to work with because petty people are ultra predictable and
uh,
you can rely on them to be petty. So when a person is reliably petty, you know that they have a bottom line. You know what I mean? And so in a way, that person uh, is that reliability uh, is more appreciated than someone who's just ultra chaotic. That's the reason why when people say, "Well, Trump is unpredictable and chaotic," I'm like, "No, he's not. Not at
That's
all.
his best. Well,
He he's absolutely predictable. It's just that nobody wants to imagine what he could possibly do. But if you spend the time and just pull away from it, and then you say, "Well, this is just a petty guy," and he is an outside of the box thinker sometimes, but he's remarkably petty, and you'll suddenly realize all of that outside of the box thinking it fits in with specifically because I worked with a lot of these guys, blue collar guys. Blue collar guys tend to be like that. Um, they tend to think in those terms, right? They'll do whatever they can to get one over. And so, as long as you're one step ahead, you're going to always be able to get them. And in my position, that I had to be one step ahead. But now the question comes down to, well, how does one get to be one step ahead of them? Blue collar guys. It's very simple. You just ask. You just have to ask and then answer the question: how do those blue collar guys get one step ahead of you? And you know what the answer is? It's actually really, really funny.
What?
Play by the rules. Know the rules and play by the rules.
That's what Trump's doing.
That's all Trump has to do. And that's what he does. You'd be surprised. A lot of the problems happen when you stop playing by the rules. That's when now you get caught up in somebody else's pace because they can make up whatever story they want to. And you're going to have to play with it because you're also making up stories. But if you're playing by the rules, you can just say, well, actually, this is the way it's supposed to be. Well, how do you know that? Well, you have to explain why it's not. It shifts the onus. So now you have to spend less time being wasted on explaining away your own actions and just point to something else that already explains your own actions, as long as you're playing by those rules.
Mm.
And then now the other person has to spend all of that time explaining it. And that time wasted trying to explain it means that they have to spend the entire time because part of the trick is convincing everybody else that the rules have changed, right? That's part of the trick. And so now if you're just playing by the actual rules and not the rules that you've devised, you no longer have to pull your brain out of the fake rules. And so you're operating a bit faster.
Start of the deal.
There's also the fact that he's a deal maker too, so that's a good thing. Like he has fun making deals. So those are two things that he has in his favor. That blue collar sensibility about keeping playing within the rules, and the other one.
I will say this: I when he sided with Elon Musk on H-1Bs, I was a bit disappointed.
H-1B visas. You talking about for workers, foreign workers? I think it's fine.
Well, I don't like the exploitation of foreign
Why don't you think so?
because like they claim it's like they're being exploited for cheap labor.
The H-1B visas?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
Well, so that at big tech companies, because like the companies have complete control over the H-1B visas, the holders. Uh,
Right.
I kind of have a problem with that. Like,
But I'm still not understanding why. Like, what exactly are you having a problem with? Like, give me an example of something that was a problem.
like they get overworked, and if they complain, they get deported.
I see. So, so basically, it's the mechanism to for immediate deportation that you have the issue with.
Well, yeah, and they don't get treated well. Like, I just think that's like dehumanizing.
Okay.
And
So,
also,
hmm,
the people who claim that it takes opportunities away from actual Americans, that's not completely untrue.
um, okay.
Maybe I'm just misunderstanding it.
So H-1B visas and deportation and stuff like that. I guess we can get this one. Drop the healing orb on kill. So the way I look at it is working in the United States is not like a guarantee. You're not like guaranteed to come to the United States, get work, and all sorts of good stuff. You technically, what the American dream is supposed to be is that you come to America and create work, not look for work, right, or look for employment. So that's the beginning of the issue. Um, but that's not the case. Instead, what's happening is that the H-1B visa kind of says, hey, we're going to allow this provision for people to come to the United States to look for work. So that's that argument. That's that side of that argument. If that's right or wrong, I don't know. Um, if we're going to apply morality to it, before I apply morality, I need to understand the context of the morality. So, human rights is not a real thing. We can say it is, but it isn't. In the U.S., the Constitution is the highest law of the land, regardless of whatever agreements or accords that we come up with external to it. It's supposed to be the highest law. The Constitution does not afford human rights to anyone that is not a citizen, or especially provided for inside of it. Uh, and so, an illegal immigrant who comes to the U.S. doesn't have any special rights. Um, in other words, they don't get any first, second, third, fourth. They just don't have any rights. What they do have is common law. And common law is clearly not codified, and it's clearly tyrannical in its nature, if one wants it to be, right?
Hmm.
And beyond common law, they just have. Oh my goodness, this is damage like crazy.
I'd say keep your
Give me.
distance. Okay.
He just like nuked me. Give me a sec.
Are you still alive?
Yeah, I am. You do, oh yeah, I'm alive. I'm like trying to shake off these three guys. Give me a sec. Okay. So the um the the way that it the way that it works is, generally speaking, the laws are never actually in favor, on the books are never actually in favor of the illegal migrant. And this is for good reasons, because it's the same reason why a law wouldn't be in favor of uh, um, a store robber, right? The laws are punitive to such a person because you're technically breaking the law.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean,
that's kind of how it is. That's
as it should
hence the
be.
term illegal. Um, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I mean, I can't really say, but that's just what it is. So if we want to talk about H-1B, that is a special status that but this person has not sworn any oaths to the United States. Nor are they capable of doing that. We don't give them the opportunity to do that. Because they'd have to have been either natural born or uh, naturalized before we can do that.
Nah, dang it.
Uh, I
You,
think I stayed away from it too long and you got killed. My bad. I'm
no, you're
definitely
good.
overwhelmed. I'm just gonna call it quits on this part because I'm gonna get killed. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna try my best, but he's gonna rock me.
You know, it's a she. It's a queen.
She's going to. Well, both of them.
Well,
The
there's two.
she's.
There's a king and queen. Oh, there's two queens.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying my best, but this is not a easy fight. Oh yeah, we took it. That dodge is like he plays all right, but that dodge is completely garbage.
So H1B.
So I need to look it up exactly the details of it because it's been a very long time since I looked up H-1B visas. Um, but whatever protections it affords, I as long as you're sticking to it, the only changes that can be made is to say that I mean it's basically like trying to say this company shouldn't have fired this person because that's effectively what it is, right? Like, should the government have the ability to tell a company you can't fire someone?
No, they shouldn't have the ability to do that.
Right. And it's basically the same thing with an H-1B B visa. It's just that on top of that, you have deportation attached. And a company is not just same way like if you get fired from your job, the company who fired you is not responsible for looking for another job for you, are they?
No, definitely not. Also, I guess that makes sense, like the deportation. But what about the other issue? Like taking opportunities away from Americans.
I mean, what do you mean? What do you like? What's
Like,
the angle on it?
actually, there is no good angle. It's like
I think
apparently,
before you can get an H-1B, you have to prove that you tried to look for citizens. So the company already went through and is operating in good faith before getting H-1B. So the whole hoo-ha about, well, you're stealing jobs from, well, the company
so
would have already had to
that's not
put a
really
job
true.
post out.
So that was never was true. So they were just lying. The people
Or
who
maybe like it could have been a half truth. you never you never know. There's always something weird.
I feel like I've been bamboozled by that argument. I mean, yeah, I guess there is like cases where a company might have like found some sort of loophole to claim they couldn't find anybody.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I've worked uh in jobs where so I have to really like I said, I have to look into it because if the situation is that you can look for a H1B person, right? You can while at the same time, like you could say, well, this job is extremely important, so we need to get like a special provision that allows us to look for anyone in the US, but also at the same time an H1B. And if we don't find anyone from the US that we can pass us through the interview process, we'll take the H1B person. So if that's a thing, that's a clear loophole, right?
Yeah, like that's a
That's a very
problem.
clear loophole. Um, yeah, that's a very clear problem right there. So it might not be entirely clean cut. That's just the nature of how this stuff works,
That's
and I've
pretty much
seen
the
it.
moral of the day. Nothing's ever clean cut.
Yeah, pretty much. But to go back to just like if you want to hammer it in and say, well, Trump's a liar. Well, I mean, he's a human. Also, that wouldn't be saying anything. Like at some point or another, it's not whether or not somebody lies; it's whether or not somebody told the truth to the satisfaction of your ears.
I can't ever imagine myself lying. Like,
I guarantee you, you have. You just probably didn't realize it because, again, well, not again. There's something that they covered when in communications when I was in college. They explained it clearly, saying that when you're speaking, you the person who's listening at best will be able to get about 5 to 15% of what you're saying as you're saying it. Otherwise, everything else is just interpreted,
hmm, what was this?
right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you miss in communications, you'll never be able to communicate exactly what you need to. That's the reason why we write things down so people can read the transcripts. But even then, context.
Oh, damn it!
Oh, you took a hit. What just happened?
I just fell into the abyss. I was trying to do a double jump, but apparently I can't with this character.
Oh, you were following along what I just did.
Tried is the word.
Which character are you using? Oh yeah, his thing is really bad.
Yeah, I couldn't. There's no way I would have ever been able to do what you just did.
That character is. I think can the archer do it? I think she can. Yeah, she has like a
Oh, the
teleport
archer
dash.
definitely could. I used it. I think I used it a couple times.
I think the archer, I'll be honest, has like the best dash out of all of them. It's just a straight up teleport. The only problem with the archer is things basically can hit scan you. So it's like, yes, you dashed, but you're already being targeted again. It's like that dash was pointless. But for just moving around, it's great.
So 15%. Why we need transcripts.
Yeah, I think I finished on that point. It was just basically that there's always going to be missing context, and that context opens up room for somebody to say you're lying.
Oh, okay.
Now, Trump is an exaggerator for sure. Like I said, he's the greatest salesman you'll ever meet because he's he's always got something to sell. Like, and he's selling it. It's always the biggest, the best, and the greatest, whatever he's selling. And I always find that hilarious when he does that. But it's like maybe it's because of just my background and the folks that I've had to work with. I just see it as par for the course,
Mm.
and I think it's fairly normal stuff.
I guess the truth is, I'm just bitter about the way like I was like so pro DeSantis in the primaries, and I was just very bitter about the fact like how he kept lying about DeSantis, like how he locked down his state first, and this and that and the other thing. And DeSantis being
Mm,
pro-vaccine.
I mean, that's just politics.
Ugh, it's disgusting.
I mean, I guess you could be upset about that for sure. Um, I
Like at the
mean, you
time,
know,
I genuinely believed DeSantis was the future of the country. I actually bought his book. I don't know if that counts as a political contribution, but
I had a friend who was big on DeSantis before DeSantis ever even did anything, and it created a lot of because he was also a big Trump guy.
mm.
Um, this is obviously before. This is like 2016, 2017.
Okay, so like yeah,
All right. And I didn't know who Ron DeSantis was at all. He was just very adamant about talking about DeSantis. Very adamant about. So we were having lunch, and we were talking about gaming for the most part. It was about I think we're talking about buying your games versus buying them, buying hard copies of your games or having the hard copy versus
virtual,
digital copies,
digital, yeah.
and which way it was going to go in the future. And he's like, the future is definitely digital, but he wishes that it would stay because gamers are just dumb and we're going to go completely digital. Um, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's true. It's very likely that, that's the direction that everything's going to end up going. Um, and sure enough, it turned into that, right? And now we hear from Ubisoft stuff like, you
You'll
should
own
be
nothing.
happy
You'll own nothing
that
and
you
be happy.
that you can play, but you definitely don't own stuff like that. Is crazy. Right? But we already have I mean, we already knew that that was going to be coming from like maybe 8 years before Ubi even came out. Like it was so the writing was on the wall about the direction that the industry wanted to go. You can't avoid it because humans are just greedy by nature. So in oh, found something. When we were talking about that, his big thing was DeSantis and Trump are like two peas of a pod, right? And the next greatest thing that DeSantis did in Florida, DeSantis's fight with Disney, this like all this other stuff. He was just gung ho about DeSantis every time. And I'm like, okay, I wonder what this guy has to say now that DeSantis, like this is later now, DeSantis and Trump basically had like a falling out. Like, where is his allegiances going to fall? This is the thing with just that whole MAGA stuff, right? Like people keep on making I think it's a very nasty association with saying that or a nasty concession to make to say that MAGA folks are Trump folks. I think that's very wrong. Maybe closer to now it is because definitely after the assassination attempts, you basically turned Trump into a martyr.
Well,
But before that, I'm not sure. I can't say for a fact that. Trump could do no wrong. Even in the eyes of the most vehement Trump supporter.
The first assassination attempt, the guy was a groiper. You know what that is, right? Groiper.
No, what is that?
So there's this far right extremist named Nick Fuentes, and it's basically his followers. Uh, some would call him I don't know if this is going to be banned. Hitler lover, neo Hitler lover.
I don't know about that.
Neo.
Okay, so this is what I do know about the first guy. The first guy appears in quite a few places. A lot of places. In fact, he's everywhere. Uh, that he shouldn't be. Like it's just in context. There's no real context that makes sense for why he was where he was. I just don't. I have not found that teleport. Is this it? This is not the teleport, right? Oh, it is. Oh, I think you activate. Oh, crud. Okay, let's do this quick because I think you activated the thing that powers up the teleport.
Well, you gotta fight the boss. Oh, this thing. I don't think I've ever killed this thing. Yeah, so what was the deal with the first dude?
Hold on. Jeez Louise, this guy's nuts, bro. Are there
Oh,
three of them?
there's three.
Yeah. Try to get out of the area as much as you can. We don't need to be in the red area.
Running, running, running. Alright, I'm out. It's like when I kill one, three appear.
Oh my goodness, I just fell. And I'm dead. I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Yes, I am.
I don't know
It
if
just
I'm.
spawned me right back in the middle of them after I fell.
Whoa! Oh well. Oh wait, I'm still
You
alive.
lived?
Come on, you dupe.
And I had so many healing drones too, man. That was annoying.
They're still
Oh yeah,
around.
clapped. Literally clapped. he literally clapped his hands and killed.
They say a clap of hands. So wait, what was with the first dude?
uh, which first two? You talking about the bosses still? Oh,
No,
the
no, the
first
Trump
killer.
assassin.
Okay,
Yeah.
assassin. Okay, so I think that's you. So the first guy appeared in quite a few places. First off, he's in a commercial and meeting personally with the guy who runs BlackRock, which has deep ties to Dick Cheney. Then the second time is when there's communications happening between that guy, a third party, and the governor of Pennsylvania. And that's all within the time span of I think, March before the assassination attempt. So there's a ton of weird things happening there that nobody can really litigate yet. We need proper investigation to happen there, if it's ever going to happen.
That was God's grace. Trump survived.
Oh, he got lucky. He got super lucky. I think I'm gonna go with the rope. I like the archer. I'm gonna stick with the archer. I think the more you use one character, the more stuff you'll get to unlock with them. Actually, hold on. Pick which character. Let's pick a character. Oh well, I
Oh,
guess we started.
I
Let's
should
pick
have.
a character that we want to unlock stuff for, and I'm gonna go and learn how to unlock stuff for them.
Wait, am I soloing? Oh wait, no, you're here.
I'm here. For some reason my buttons. There we
Oh, I almost imagined Nick in the chat saying, "Hey, why are you soloing?"
go.
Does Nick ever stream?
No, he's super shy, man. Well, I'm not sure if shy is the right word. I'm not going to say that, but I think the word that he used was he gets, oh gosh, he used a term. Is he there? If he's there, he can tell you himself.
No, he's not. He said he went to bed.
Ah, okay. But politics is fun as long as it's not taken seriously, though.
Yes.
That's all. If you don't take it seriously, it's good. When you bump into someone who, you know, takes it very seriously, that's a problem.
Oh,
That's that becomes a problem.
we haven't encountered any of those tonight,
Yep.
so that's good.
But it's different though. Like I always get excited, especially when I do debate this stuff. Um, Religious stuff also is very fun to debate.
Oh yeah, Hunter Avalon was here. I was enjoying that conversation. Okay, the stupid robot that I had to activate because of the stupid trolls. Because they couldn't control themselves.
What, just tonight?
No, not tonight. This was like, remember, like, um, I was playing
Oh,
Bubble Tank
yeah, yeah,
Frenzy.
yeah, yeah. That was like a month ago.
Yeah, a month ago. I really wish I deactivated Nightbot after that. I don't know. I was enjoying that combo. Hunter Avalon has really good debates. It's a smart dude.
I recalled him. So I used to be. So I knew I remembered him from somewhere. So I used to be. I used to visit his channel. Maybe I think I want to say probably back in like 2018, 2019, but he was a very small channel at that time. I think he's now very successful. So, but I think at that time he had like maybe like 1,000 subscribers at most.
Oh no, he had way more than that.
But it was definitely when he had very few subscribers, and I remember listening to him. But it wasn't my content because he struck me at that time as a person who was really
Oh,
It's not that
ah,
it was bad content at all. It was just that he was in a learning phase, which is just interesting to watch about politics at that time. And he was really engaged with the material, and you could tell that there was a desire there. Um, it started shifting, or I lost interest in it when it became more along the lines of that he was looking for the right answer instead of looking for the right questions. And that leads into another area that you have to go through on the path to. Um, I think you have to go through that. That's like right, like what like my old boss would say. Um, would you rather be smart or be wise? And in that case, it was him making that leap from being smart to becoming wise about the issues.
hmm.
Right? So now I would assume, yeah, he's probably wiser on the issues and so on. But it just wasn't as interesting because I like the whole initial part of just because for me the whole initial part where he's just doing the discovery of these ideas is the part that I was learning the most from because he would just stumble into things that it would make me look at stuff that I already had come to my own conclusions on. And then now I have a chance to say, oh, that's something that I forgot. And then I had second principle or third principle ideas um, when this is the original principle. And so that was one of the benefits of watching stuff like that. I'm not sure if that makes sense.
Did you ever watch any of his debates?
I
He,
can't recall. It's been way too long.
yeah, but like, so the way I watched his content a lot. I was lurking basically, like not chatting. But
Right.
then, I'm a terrible writer. Um, and I guess content creation and the help of Gen AI kind of gave me like confidence in reaching out to people. So I reached out to this guy, sent him a super chat saying, "Hey, your debates are really good and informative." And like, see, a few months ago, I think it was in October of 2024, I shared my channel with him and he subscribed.
That's nice.
That's like that never happened before. Like that's so weird. That's kind of wild. Like I was like, he's the reason I started streaming. How
Yeah.
crazy is that?
I mean, pull inspiration. Game dev is tough, but just pull inspiration from wherever you can is what I do.
He's
Is what
not
I would
he's not
really
really a
say.
game developer. He's a political commentator.
Right. I'm just talking
But
about like
yeah,
just generally when you're doing stuff. That's basically what it is. With game dev specifically, though, yeah, you have to do that because it's very easy to lose. In my opinion, it's very easy to lose uh, inspiration. I guess
yeah, it
when you're doing
is.
solo dev, like it's easy to get overwhelmed and lose inspiration on what you're trying to accomplish.
Some of the UI suggestions that Nick suggested, I don't think I'm gonna do all of it. The percentage I like, and the silver bullet power ups I already have in there. I
Oh,
need
did
to
you
get
do the chain bullet?
the chain the chain bullet. I still have to do. Actually, I'm debating on whether I should do that one first or uh the magnet bullet. I'll have both of them in there though. It'll definitely be in.
I think it's better to describe the magnet bullet like a black hole bullet kind. I think that makes it easier to understand what it's doing.
Yes, or cyclone sucker
Yeah, or cyclone.
thing.
Yeah.
That's how Bubble Shooter has it at the very least. Oh man.
Um. Okay.
I also like. I don't know if anyone else ever does it. Anyone does this currently? Like, I know there's people who do like game dev, like gaming commentary. I gotta sneeze. Hold on. That's
Oh,
better.
bless you.
I don't know if any like I know like there's YouTubers who do like gameplay overlay. So they play a game and then they do commentary. But
Yeah,
I wonder if do you know anyone who does playtest overlay? Like they play their own game and then they give commentary on social topics.
I'm probably not the best person to ask on that. Like, I do watch some devs streams, but not like enough that I feel comfortable with
Because I feel like that'd
saying that
be
that is a thing or not.
because I feel like that'd be more interesting, you know, instead of just doing like a pure playtest. Because I like talking about stuff. Okay, it gets me in the mood. It gets me going and helps stream longer. Like stimulating, talking about current events and politics and whatnot.
I mean, nobody, as long as I think any conversation would work that way, right? Like, as long as it's a cordial conversation, everybody's polite and respectful. That's it.
Oh yeah, like meaningful conversations. I think the usual suspect. Oh yeah, speaking of meaningful conversations, going back to my argument on trolls, I think they got the hint because they haven't been trolling because they know I'm not like nonsense. I take no nonsense. If they troll, I just straight up put them in timeout.
I don't know what they were up to. If you're talking about the same couple of guys that showed up the other day and was like spamming words that
Yeah,
made
that.
no sense,
Yeah,
I don't know.
and one was practically begging to untimeout somebody.
Wait, okay. Found the boss.
Now they're actually pretty chill. Like
Oh God, it's the jelly.
the point I'm trying to get to is I don't tolerate trolls. Like people who spam nonsense. It really annoys me. Well, that's cool. The jelly? Oh,
I'm
well.
trying my best to kill him, but it's I got him halfway.
Nick, if you can hear this, help a brother out. He's probably gonna roast me tomorrow, or because his
Oh, I am. I don't want to say anything, but I look like it's. It looks. Oh, you're over here too. So, oh
oh
gosh, here we
god,
go.
how do we fight against this dude?
Oh, I
Who's
tried. I was still on cooldown. You're not dead, right?
not yet?
Okay, he'll do it twice, so be careful.
Okay, so we gotta learn his attack patterns. Oh, mother lover!
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saving my teleport until he does it.
Automaton fan said. I wasn't entirely sure if this was a place for me. I'm
Oh my
considering
goodness.
earlier conversation, but I kinda need something to pass time.
Who are you? Uh, but oh, Tomatone fan, welcome to the channel. Earlier conversation. Wait, which conversation?
That guy is so annoying, bro. I'm telling you.
The jellyfish dude?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get him. We're almost there. Tree. Okay, I hid behind the tree. That seemed to work. We're almost there. Oh my god, I think we're gonna get him.
Nice.
Whoa, we actually did it.
Automaton fan said. Politics, why no, the spicy stuff, I kinda try to pick my place carefully.
Okay, I get you. Politics is not for everybody. It's really us just like discussing things on a broader level without explicitly picking a side. Like we're just normies talking about from a normie perspective, if that makes sense. But I get it. I mean, some people just can't stand politics.
I mean, the sad thing is, okay, we're done. The sad thing is when you're talking about it, it's impossible to talk about certain things now that you used to be able to talk about
Nightbot
without it
said.
becoming political. And it's like,
Don't forget to like, subscribe
darn,
if you enjoy the stream.
like
Automaton fan
it shouldn't be
said.
that way, right? Like you
Yet I
should
took
be
some
able to
minutes to
say,
gauge the situation. Sometimes it's hard to
yeah,
tell.
cocaine's a hell of a drug, and and it not have a political connotation.
Alright,
See,
now on to pop culture news. It's okay, so it looks like they're filming House of the Dragon season 2. Another thing I like. So I'm excited about that.
Automaton
you know,
fan
if there's one thing I'm taking
said.
away from you, it's that you
I could give
really,
some
really,
info on the
really,
game
really
though
are
if
a
that
big
is
fan of
alright.
Game of Thrones.
Wait, say it again?
You really, really, really are a big fan of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I like the world building. Let's say that.
If you
Uh,
ever played Dungeons and Dragons, you probably would be interested in stuff like Grimdark.
Grimdark. I the only dungeon,
Tabletop.
the only exposure to Dungeons and Dragons I had was Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know if that
Hmm.
counts. Jellyfish.
What the heck? Oh, whoops. That's gonna take all of my money.
Uh, fan. I can't pronounce. How do you say your name? A Bone fan. Yeah. What's the best way to like survive hard mode? I don't know. It's a kind of a vague question.
Huh. Have you tried not dying?
Several times. Shoot stuff. Don't get killed. Works every time.
Yeah. as the Piccolo
Automaton
says,
fan.
dodge.
Said. Automaton funny instrument.
Automaton. I've never heard of that instrument. Automaton fan. I gotta look that up. I feel like
Automaton fan. Said. I guess to start with,
It's
stream has
starting to
no
come
game
back
audio
again.
or
I
nearly
can
nothing. I don't know
actually.
why or
What
if
is
that
this?
can be solved yet.
stream has no
Oh,
game audio. Yeah, I turned the. That's intentional. I turned the audio off. I mean, it's really like just a conversational, because just chatting back and forth kind of stream. Well,
let's see.
this isn't
So,
technically that much of a gaming.
Automaton fan. Said. Alright, fair enough.
so I was working on this hex grid, right? So what it was is that I was debating in Godot for this similar type of game. I had made uh, a 2D hex map, which I was thinking if if I really wanted to get, like, let's say I wanted to get this project out and done, I could have gone with that. But instead, I decided to try doing a 3D because I've always had like these 3D hex grids. Well, not hex grids, hex prefabs, and I wanted to use them. So similar to like when I made the car game, I did it because I just had the assets and decided I wanted to use them. It was the same concept,
So
but
you
now
wanted
I'm
to use it.
deeply regretting it.
Oof.
Like the amount, I thought I could come up with some type of math for getting a 3D hex grid working,
Automaton fan.
but it's
Said.
so janky
As for the
and
difficulty, it
debugging
helps
is
to
so
keep an eye
painful.
on the gold count. If you
So
end up
I
with a bunch,
opted
that means
instead
either you need to
for
loot or you took longer than needed.
exposing the columns and rows and making the vectors for both things that you could edit. Um, and it's still throwing me off because the original I don't know what's going on. Maybe you can enlighten me if you've ever have you ever done a hexagonal grid in a 3D space before?
No. To be honest with you, Bubble Tank Frenzy is my actual like first 3D attempt. Uh,
Yeah, it's not easy. Oh man, it's not easy. All right, fair enough. To be fair though, considering that this is your first 3D attempt, you definitely have a strong grasp
Nipet.
of at least
Said. Don't
utilizing
forget
the
to like, subscribe if you
built-in
enjoy the
3D
stream.
tool set that Unity provides.
I mean, to be fair, I've took like at least 2 Udemy courses on it, so I had
Mm.
some like training, if that makes sense. Like I can't create an animation from.
Automaton fan. Said. Leaving chests near the teleporter as the last stuff can also help because the gold from killing the boss can be spent before leaving.
But can you trans? You can obviously transfer skills between this level and the next near a teleporter, right? Oh yeah, Arte, I'm talking to chat too. There's automaton fan.
How much money do I have? Tons of money. I'm just gonna buy stuff.
So we got some good pieces of advice. Keep an eye on gold and keep an eye on chests. If you have too much gold, that means you're not looting it. You're not looting enough. I guess that's fair.
Yeah, I yeah, I'm looking around for a chest. There we go. I started finding some over here. I am looking, but thank you.
Yeah. So
That is
like,
definitely true.
technically it's not my first 3D attempt. I mean, I don't. I don't know if you would count taking courses as like an attempt, but like it gave me the know-how. You know what I mean?
No, it's fair.
But if I were to like animate a humanoid from scratch, like actually create the animations, I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
You probably could. It's so the way that Unity handles that is a little bit janky. If you're using like a humanoid rig, you need to change the value on the humanoid uh, in the humanoid rig itself through the animator, not the joints or the transforms for the joints. Through the and it kind of IKs its way into working properly. It's not too
Automaton
difficult,
fan,
but it's not easy either.
said.
It's definitely
Also, if an enemy suicides, they don't drop gold, mostly a
it's
problem with
definitely one
elite
of those
jellyfishes
things where
blowing up
after I
and taking
tried
their
messing
higher
with it,
gold
I
amount with
realized why
them.
people use IK.
Hmm. Sorry, I missed. I was listening to chat. Wait, what'd you say?
No, I'm saying it's one of those things that after I've encountered it, I realized why people used IK. Like it's just more convenient to use. If you're going to be doing animations on the character, it's just better to use IK.
Hmm.
Like you just lock a joint to whatever it is that you want to lock it to, and then let IK take the wheel.
What about mix ammo?
Uh, if so, there's nothing wrong with Mixima. It's good. Uh,
But
but if you're trying to go for an animation that doesn't exist in Miximo, then like I said, IK is the way that you probably want to go.
can you send me a link to that? I would love to check it out. IK.
It's built into Unity.
Oh, it's built in. Okay. Okay, I'm making a lot of mistakes. Actually, I'm not. I'm getting kind of tired.
That's too much. Just
This will
mentally.
be
All right, so
your.
we'll call this. You wanna end it now?
Well, let's end this match. I got a burger that needs to be eaten.
Ah, you're hungry.
Not well, binge eating basically, but
Um, I'm the only problem that I have with this is they don't have like a map power up, so I could see where the heck the exit map,
they don't even have maps at all. Like,
exit teleporter is.
if it was a Ubisoft game, there'd be a map. Get
There'd
it?
be a map of compass. It would have a little marker off in the distance.
Okay, their earlier games were good. Like they did it right, but I don't know what happened. It's
Nightman,
just they overused it.
said.
Found it.
Don't forget to like subscribe if you enjoy the stream.
See, I don't. I feel
Automaton fan, said. Teleporter does have some floating sparks around it drifting towards it.
floating sparks different. Okay, that's pretty useful. That's how you know a teleporter is a teleporter. So if there's like floating sparks or whatever. Oh, Tomatone fan. Um, do you do game development by chance? Because if you do, fun fact, this is made in Unity.
Automaton fan, said. They also tend to appear on the opposite side of the map to where you start at.
What's the hardest boss in your personal opinion?
Automaton fan, said. Nah, I don't make games, but I have a wide range of knowledge.
I
If
actually. Oh damn! I died. You should definitely check out my other streams too. I mean, I'm working on a game called Bubble Tank Frenzy. Um, I feel like you might have some good insights. Don't worry, I don't always do. Actually, now I'm kind of considering doing politics streaming because I feel like I'm going to alienate people. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean that's just the nature of it. Remember, that's what I was saying to you in the chat. Like you have to be very careful if you have to make a decision. Is this going to be a channel about um, game dev, or a channel about gaming in general, or a channel about just general commentary? You have to. I think it works better if you nail that down.
Automaton fan,
first,
Said.
because then you won't
Bosses,
be
I think it
surprised when
depends
you
on the
get certain
situation.
reactions.
Open space is probably the jellyfish because of needing to cut line of sight to their Nova Blast.
Right? Like if you do if the channel is about like gaming in general, the worst reactions you're going to get are from people who think that you suck at that game.
I want to say Nicked was the first reaction, but yeah, I like Nicked. He's chill.
Nick is awesome. True that.
Um, I wouldn't. I did get a lot of like flack for my Elden Ring shorts, which is why I stopped making them.
Like, is it like
Ultimate own
because like
fan.
I mean
Said.
that's a isn't that like one
If
of
you're
those games
walking on the
where
floor mostly, then Imp
I'm dead.
Overlord
You know
because
what?
their
I give up.
thrown
You
bleed
guys can
spikes
take
are
it.
very deadly hazards.
I can't. I'm not. Oh yeah, there you go. I did my teleport and got murked as soon as I teleported.
Oh my god. All right.
All right, that's good.
I'm gonna call it a night. Oh,
Before you do, let's take a look at the unlock. So pick a character that you want to unlock.
easily this one,
Which one is that? The archer or the robot?
the robot. So how do I
Okay.
unlock?
So go back to the main screen where it says Risk of Rain 2 and you have the forest in the background. And I believe you go to the logbook.
Logbook.
Ultimate own
Here it
fan.
is.
Said.
And if you press left
Close range that
trigger
DB Clay Dune
over until it
Strider the
says
life
survivor,
steal vacuum
or
pull
right
shreds
trigger
health at
or left
point
trigger,
blank.
whatever, until it says survivor, you'll see a bunch of like ones that are silhouettes and a bunch of ones that are have like the lock over it. If it has a silhouette, you can access it, I believe. No.
Reach third teleporter without dying. Ha. Good one. So this is what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. So perfection requires engineering. Perfection complete 30 stages. Requires pause. Free the survivor suspended in time. Obliterate yourself at the obelisk. I don't even know how that works. Repair the broken robot.
Ultimate own fan.
Cool beans. So you can
Said.
see like how to
Oh,
unlock
those
these.
logbooks, survivor logbooks need you to win to unlock.
Hmm. All right. I gotta use the bathroom too. So
Oh, we're gonna call it there. That was good.
that was,
So thanks for having me.
of course, yeah. Also, do you like Vampire
Night.
Survivor?
Said. Don't
I
forget to
don't know
like
if I even
subscribe
have
if
it,
you enjoy the
but
stream.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Ultimate own fan. Said. The
I've
boxes with
watched
the lock
videos about it
icon
being
need a
played.
achievement to play as.
They just like created multiplayer, so we should definitely try that out too if you're down.
If you're down, also, I have this game that I've wanted to play for a while. Where is it? Multiplayer. It's. You mentioned it before. I think you do have it.
Oh, I gotta use the
Um,
bathroom. Send it to me on
Bathroom with a V.
yeah, send it to me on Discord. I'll be right
Yeah,
back. Actually, you know
yeah.
what? I'll
Take
be
it
right
easy.
back. I'll
Oh, you
yeah.
want me to stick around or go?
I'm probably gonna like take a nap after this. So
Ultimate own
All right.
fan.
yeah, definitely
I'll
send me
just
on
drop it off in
Discord.
Said.
Discord.
It was fun
All
chatting
right.
for a
Take it easy.
time. Enjoy your day.
It was fun chatting too. Okay. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Sorry if the political stuff got a little overwhelming. Make sure you like the stream, subscribe, share. You know the drill. Peace,